Howdy, howdy. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good Thursday. Yep, I was gonna do this tonight. I decided to, so to speak, strike while the iron is hot and go early instead. Might come back again later. Bam can't do it right now, but he may want to chime in on this. I'll check with him later. Oh, this is not bad because I got the. This is I got the. Oh, okay, there it is. All right, does my mic sound bad? Does it sound any better right now? Hang on. I apologize. Oh. Okay, now it should sound better. I hope so. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. And you know what? One thing I want to bring up got nothing to do with any of this. Somebody every now and then, bam, like, don't put no music on. I think, you know what? I like something about. I just like to have some kind of ambience sound in the background, and I'm real picky about what kind of music I want back there. But I don't know. I just prefer something in the background. I prefer something in the background. Sometimes there's like a silence. And there's like silence. Want I don't know. Maybe it's a me thing. I'm sorry. I hope you don't mind it. Anyway, our little friend. Good afternoon, everybody. Hi to everyone. I'm not going to go name by name. I don't want to miss anybody. So, all of you, thank you for being here right now. Little Miss Thang had a very important day today. And I caught, I was at work. I only caught a few minutes of it. And then I spoke to someone after, can't say who, someone anonymous. And I know she's trying to push a certain narrative, but I want to hear this, watch this for the first time. If you didn't get to see this, we're watching it together for the first time. If you did, oops, okay. If you did see this already, don't be a spoiler. Just let us get through it. I think the whole video is about 40 minutes, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 41 minutes. So don't spoil it. I haven't seen the whole thing. I only saw a minute or two here and there. And that's it. Hello from Fletcher, North Carolina. I like the name Fletcher. That's the name of the street that I grew up on in Chicago. Managed to do an episode from an elevator. Elevator music? Actually, I think my music's a little better than elevator music. Come on. Wait, what does Vanessa do? Come on now. My music's better than elevator music. Come on now. Okay. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to turn it off when this starts. So let's just get going with this. This is a video from this morning, presumably right after court. And I think she's got another court session either in the afternoon today or tomorrow, or possibly on both days. So here we go. Yeah, I'm going to mute this because the other day she played some Van Halen. And even though I turned it off as quickly as I could, I got nailed for playing music I shouldn't be playing. And I haven't even had a chance to dispute that or whatever I'm going to do with it. There's only a few seconds and I got nailed. How does she not get nailed? Well, then again, Facebook's a little bit different. They seem to be a little more forgiving because all my stuff usually comes from YouTube, not Facebook. Unless it's something blatant. So I got our music playing. She got her music playing. So no need to do anything until she starts talking.
I love that song.
Alrighty.
Good morning. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Miss Lisa.
Let's see what her mood is today. Like I told someone else, I think we can, a lot of us already know and can tell by her mood what's true, what's not, what is she exaggerating. You know what I mean?
You like her? Thank you, Mary. Thank you.
Question is, did she go to court in her uniform, in her scrubs? If so, why? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna wait a little bit for more people to tune in. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. I miss so many people. This is like a hello, this is Vanessa Theodina. coming at you live here in the Rio Grande Valley, South Texas. I'm a little sad because this is, si hablo en español, Larisa Elena, pero no puedo hacer todo mi video en español. Si lo hago en español y en inglés, va a ser bien largo. So, disculpe.
Yeah, I'm glad she's not doing it in Spanish.
No
And
puedo decirlo
Scarlett,
todo en español.
yes, I
La
totally agree.
mayoría de mis followers, de los que me pueden entender, los
La
que me
mayoría.
miran, entienden
What did she
nomás
say?
inglés.
What did she say? La mayoridad. It's called la mayoría. I got that part right. My Spanish ain't perfect either, but I think I can do a little better than she can.
Somebody asked right now if I speak Spanish, and I let them know I do, but unfortunately I can't say the video in English and in Spanish because it would take too long. And also I have to speak English because the majority of the people that watch me only speak English. Y también, Larisa, eso es de importancia porque yo tengo esta página para sobrevivir todo que me que me está pasando en mi vida. And I added that the reason that I have to choose English is because the majority of the people watching me speak English, but it matters because this is for my survival.
Right. Yeah.
Hi there, Mary, Lisa, Stacy, Kim, Shannon, Mr. Robert. Hi,
I'm
Jessica.
gonna try not to grin, or I'm gonna put out my best poker face.
I wanted to thank all of you for praying for me. It's this. I said that these were the end of this year. Towards the end of this year was going to be the hardest for me. Thank you, Mary. Hi, Brenda. And I'm crying. I feel like crying only because
It's a good visual.
I'm truly alone in all of this.
It's all right. Just want to break out the.
I'm truly, truly, truly alone. I have no one that I can. I'm alone. No one that I can personally, speak to.
I thought you had a best friend.
About things that are going on, right?
And where are all these friends that she says she has?
It's just me and Jesus and God.
Ugh.
That's it. And that reminds me of how I miss people who are really important in my life. Hola desde Cuba. Hola, Amanda. Ojalá que puedas entender inglés porque tengo que hacer mis videos en inglés. And this is what I have to say.
And it's not just her, but it's when people have a come to Jesus meeting only at an extreme moment in their life, right? I'm not claiming to be that religious and all this, Bible thumper and that religious guy. I got my opinions and my thoughts and this and that. But I don't like it when people pretend. And this is pretending. They only reach out when they need something.
Because we just had court right now, right? And part of my survival means And I'm sure that there's people that are opposing me right now that are watching, and you can watch. You can watch. And you can go tell my lawyers that I'm making this video. Because if you have a problem with anything that I'm saying in this video,
just
I think
freaking
it says
say it
more
already.
about you than it does about me.
Nobody,
Right?
I'll tell you right now, nobody's telling her lawyers nothing. They're not calling, going, "Oh, are you Vanessa's attorney?" She's not lying right now. She's going live. She went live again last night. Nobody's doing that. Nobody at all. All right. Okay. She just has to be this. She has to be a freaking victim. Has to be persecuted 24/7.
So what I'm going to say in this video was in open court. Okay? I was offered a plea deal. As you know, and many of you know my story, I was living just a regular, quiet life.
Yeah.
I had virtually no social media presence.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Something happened to one of my best friends. Something happened about a month or a year later, something happened to two of my children.
Go on.
And so I had to stand up to every power. And when I did that, every power that failed my family and myself to be protected. When I did that, when I stood up against the people from the public that were trying to harm myself, my children, my family, you do what you do as a citizen, right? You ask the people in power for help. They allowed themselves to be weaponized as people in power against me by the people from the public.
Of course, this has to start off with, I was just a plain old good citizen doing my thing and living my life, minding my own business. And they came to attack me.
I didn't leave it alone. Obviously, you don't leave something like that alone. I guess if you're the majority of people that this happens to, you leave it alone, right? Because you don't want any more problems, right? Well, it's an injustice. So I couldn't leave it alone. I couldn't not talk about what was happening. Because it mattered. Amanda, yo no te puedo hablar en español. Ya te dije ahorita. Te dije gracias por estar aquí.
The real reason.
Pero no puedo decir el video en español.
She's telling somebody else she can't do it in Spanish. The real reason for all this before she starts is to try to get the tears flowing, try to get the emotions up there to make the tears look as natural as possible. And it takes a while to work that up when you're faking it. So you got to start with a little story and this and the story of my life. And I was living my best life, minding my own business. And so that's why all this yada, 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 yada. It's to try to build up the emotions, to try to get some tears to come out. That's my opinion.
Porque va a tardar mucho y la mayoría de personas que me están mirando no más saben inglés.
Mayoría.
Y este video y esta página es para que pueda sobrevivir todo lo que me está pasando.
I got pores. What are you
no
talking
vas a
about?
entender y disculpe que no vas a entender. There's somebody insisting that I say what I say in Spanish. But once again, I reiterated to them that I can't do that because it would make this video too long. And again, the majority of my audience is English speaking.
Or Arab.
Gracias, Amanda. Gracias.
So you're going to see me watch like this sometimes? And it looks cool because it's like I'm looking right at her, right? But just so you know, when I do this, I have to look off camera. I'm looking into my closet, but it looks like I'm looking at her. But I like the effect. I like the visual of it, so I'll do that sometimes. I should put this other monitor on this side so I can watch like that.
So I was offered a plea deal.
Whoa, a plea deal.
First of all, I can't accept a plea deal.
Well, you can, but you don't want to.
Because the Board of Nursing does not allow you to accept a situation, to accept deferred adjudication, to accept anything other than being able to argue the facts.
The part that she's not saying is they don't allow you if you want to keep your license. Makes sense. It's not that she can't accept a plea deal. It's just that she doesn't want to. You get it? You know the difference, guys, right? Okay.
Being able to argue the charges. Being able to argue what you said about this nurse. The reason that matters is because when I stood up against these people, they suddenly, coincidentally, right? We want to say it was, a lot of people want to say it was just a coincidence that at the very same age, I lived up to 37 years old, never have been arrested, never been getting in trouble. And then all of a sudden, the first of 12, now possibly 13 and 14 arrests.
We'll get to that in a bit also. I can't believe that her people that watch her actually believe this stuff. I like to give the general public the benefit of the doubt by thinking, you know what, everybody's got some good common sense. Not everybody's a moron. But apparently that I guess maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, she talks up a good game. That's probably why they believe her, right? People like to root for an underdog, right? Generally speaking.
Occurred. Now possibly 13 and 14 arrests have occurred. Belinda, I see your comment, and I don't know if you're doing it as a distraction.
Okay.
But I'd like you to please stop that.
She can't. See what I'm talking about? I said this before. She can't get her point out. She's got to freaking argue and read the comments and argue with people instead of just getting your point out and talk about it. It's like, focus, man. Forget about the other shit in the comments. Just say what you got to say. If it's that important, I should add.
Because at this point, I think that you kind of want me to be upset because of what you said. And I'm not going to be. But I need you to stop. So, I've been arrested since the age of 37, almost 8 years, for nearly 10 years. Ma'am, you're disrupting my live video. And now for you to see yourself as a victim.
You're disrupting
after you bring up one of my traumas.
Yourself.
Mm-hmm. And you tell yourself, wow, okay, I was just asking if you're okay. No, you're disrupting. and you were disrupting by bringing up one of my traumas.
Do you not get, I'm talking to you, do you not get that you are the one disrupting your own video? I mean, something very important happened today. And I guess as she does, you're trying to blame somebody else for something happening in your video, in your live video. Blaming somebody else for what's going on with you. See, that's, you get it?
Are you going to continue? I need people during this live video to see that's the kind of thing that I'm dealing with.
Nobody
and I'm not
cares.
Just, that kind of mind is not just in viewers, random viewers.
The courts don't care.
That kind of mind is in the people that have, in those 8 years, tried to befriend me only to harm me.
Yeah.
Try to pretend like they have concern when really
Cindy
all they
Riddle,
do is
she does. She's got an active license. Very active.
In those 8 years, I've had people want to support me because what they see that's happening to me is bad, right?
Okay. She thinks it's support. It's really imaginary support. It's a narrative that she creates herself in order to gain support. Yes, she creates this everybody's out to get me thing to create support. Do they actually support her? Some do. I think, why didn't they support her when it was time to get her kids back? And she needed $200, or she couldn't or didn't want to pay the $200 to appeal and fight for her girls. Why didn't that happen? I think everybody's got a good sense of wanting to help. And if I said, hey guys, I'm a little short, I need some money, I got to pay for this appeal thing, or I got to pay the attorney so I can appeal this decision and then fight. I'm trying to get my girls back. I'm trying to clean up the house. Blah, blah, blah. I think people would help. Because generally speaking, people are good natured. Did you see the story of the guy at a football game? Football or baseball? I can't remember. I think it was a football game. He held up a sign and said, send me money for beer. And he had his Venmo address there. Did you see this? You hear about this story? He was at a live sporting event with a big sign, send money for beer, with his Venmo address at the bottom. People sent money. They bought him beer. And in fact, they sent him over $1 million. That's how many people sent money for the dude to buy beer. So that's a true story. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry I disrupted you this time. I did. That's on me. So let's continue listening.
So, in nearly a decade of them doing this to me, right, I've maintained my stability. They've taken everything that matters to me. I still have my nursing license.
Taken. It seems like she cares more for her nursing license than she does for her girls. That's what I took out of this right up to right now. And I just thought about that right now, of how she won't accept a plea deal because it'll affect her nursing license. And yes, they'll take it away and they'll suspend it or whatever the process is. But she won't be able to do that anymore. Not that job. She won't have that license. And it seems like that is more important than even fighting for her kids was.
I still have my car. I still have my home. But it's not been easy. It's not been easy. And so everything kind of came to a head. It's coming to a head right now, right? Because the judge, and all this is an open court, the judge wants all of these cases to be gotten rid of, to be taken care of, to be disposed of.
Because it should have happened years ago.
Why are they taking so long, right?
Because you've been delaying it. This is all you're doing. This is your doing.
So I was offered a plea deal.
So did you think you can delay this forever and ever? At some point it was gonna come to a halt. And you were gonna have to face the music, right? You know this. You had to have known this. This wasn't a perpetual delay forever. Plea deal. Okay.
That would essentially dismiss everything. Everything. Every single thing. However, I cannot accept a plea deal because I am a nurse. And they didn't care about the occupations code when they did all this to me. And I think that they thought we'll do all this to her and then she'll just accept a plea deal later. No, I cannot.
No, that's not what her thinking was. That's the narrative she has to play out.
Can't. I must go to trial every single time. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time. Right? And they kind of tried to make it seem like I was just refusing a plea deal. No, I wasn't just refusing a plea deal. I cannot accept a plea deal because of the occupations code.
The occupations code.
Right? Every kind of way to force me to accept that, to intimidate me into accepting that, is being used. Every kind of way.
See, and I have a problem with this. She is twisting everything. That they're trying to force her, that they're intimidating her. You know what? That doesn't fly, man. You've had how many years to deal with this stuff? They have been more than accommodating by letting you continue some of this stuff for years and years and years and years. So don't start saying they're intimidating. It's got to a point where enough is enough. It's time to pay the piper. It's time to face the music. It's time to shit or get off the pot and use any other one of those sayings that you want to.
Every kind of way. But I can't. I cannot accept it. Because going through trial means some things, a lot of things. It means a lot of things, right? I was without directly threatening me, but it's basically a threat, but without directly threatening me. I'm going to be indicted again. Again, this was stated in open court this morning.
That's not a threat. That's fact. You caused this to happen. This was your own doing. You caused this to happen. You've had more than enough time to get your ducks in a row. Literally more than enough time. So now it's time. What did you think was going to happen after delays, after delays, after delays? At some point, it was going to end. And you want to blame the court system, the legal system? Really? After they let this slide for as many years as they did, and you want to blame them?
And all I can do, and also the last arrest that I had, right?
And in case you didn't know, so I keep stopping this thing. Anytime she says, right, after saying something, that means it's a lie. That's like automatic.
Kimberly, I'm so glad that you're asking that. I'm so glad that you're asking that. She says, why do they want you to do a plea deal? Would that make it faster for them or something? Also, that would be admitting to guilt that you don't want to. Is this their way of getting it over faster?
Yeah. Watch how she answers, but she's not going to tell the whole entire story. She's not going to tell the whole entire story. Of course she's not. And these are people that are watching her recently who don't know the whole story. They don't know the years and years and years of history. That's why she doesn't want them looking at pages like mine, Ultimate Deception, No More Cheesecake Lies, because we know what the real truth is. And she gets angry if somebody comes over from that page to watch her. She will just cut them off and block them or all that stuff. But she doesn't want everybody to know. These are new people. She can't have them know that she was busted on busted on video, stealing glasses, stalking people, food stamp fraud, DUI. She doesn't want them to know that. She just talks about it generically. Oh, they just gave me arrests. There's a whole lot more to that story.
It's both of those things.
Okay.
It's both.
Back for a second. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And all I can do, and also the last arrest that I had, right? Kimberly, I'm so glad that you're asking that. I'm so glad that you're asking that. She says, why do they want you to do a plea deal? Would that make it faster for them or something? Also, that would be admitting to guilt that you don't want to. Is this their way of getting it over faster? It's both of those things. It's both of them. And more. It's both and it's more. If I win all my cases in trial, do you know how they would look? If I win all my cases in trial, do you know what that would say about me? If I win all my cases in trial, do you know what that would say about them? If I win all my cases.
Half of them got thrown out already.
Yes, it takes a brave person. But that's what bravery is, right? Going forward, right? Now, I was threatened with many people knew that. I was driving home in November of last year, and something happened, and I had to report what happened. And so I had to call somebody to come over. And even though I was actually on my way to the police station to report a threat that I had gotten from a member of the public with a history of violence, right? A male. So police knew that I was on my way to them to meet them, right? And on my way to the police station, I told the dispatcher, I'm on my way, right? Because I need to make this very important police report. And do you have an officer available? Which means I would be face to face with an officer. Face to face with an officer.
Yeah, people
right?
understand that part of it.
All of this matters, I promise you. You're going to see right now. Face to face with an officer. So I knew this. I was driving to be face to face with a police officer. Face to face. Right? This.
Guys, in case you didn't understand, face to face. Okay? That means face to face. If you need a translation of that, face to face.
This matters. Just
it matters.
So when an officer arrives, while I'm on my way to meet another officer face to face, the officer decides to get me out of my car and to proceed with the field sobriety test. Back then, I was 50 or 60 pounds over the weight limit for a field sobriety test. He didn't care. Mm-mm. I told him, I have a weak eye muscle. That matters. I have a weak eye muscle because I've undergone severe head injury.
Okay.
Because remember, I was taken hostage and beaten brutally. My face was enlarged to like 3 times its size.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That caused muscle damage in one of my eyes. Right? So being 50 or 60 pounds over the weight limit, having muscle damage in one of my eyes, guess what's going to happen with those field sobriety tests? And those are questions that you have to take in mind as an officer when you do a field sobriety test. Is the person over the weight limit? Because it matters. And 2, is the person have had any previous head injury? Because it matters. He didn't care. And because I had just gone through something very similar in trial 6 months prior, and I knew the questions that were being asked during that trial, I understood that I needed to do everything that I could to mitigate any damage that was going to be done against me on that day with that stop. Right?
Well, apparently there is a weight limit. Or not a limit.
I asked him, can you...
Hang on. So I looked it up with Uncle Google. And according to the NHTSA, which I'm assuming is the National Highway Transportation something, is a page on a law or an attorney website. NHTSA took weight and age into consideration and determined that a person over the age of 65 and people more than 50 pounds overweight could not perform the walk and turn or the one leg stand test the same way other people could. So I'm going to look for the Texas limit. In addition, this, let's see, this is affected by a person's weight. If you are more than 50 pounds overweight, you might have difficulty performing this part of the FST, field sobriety test. However, the TDCAA recommends that all three tests be performed, even if weight or age is a consideration. The TDCAA, and that's the Texas District and County Attorneys Association, all right, recommends that all three tests be performed, even if weight or age is a consideration. So that shit don't fly. But nice try, though. Because, again, most of your audience is stupid, right? Yeah.
You just arrest me already and take me to the hospital, please, and get my lab work done. Because I knew that the next day I had to go work. And that the faster that I could be arrested was the sooner that I would be allowed to go back to work. That's all I was worried about. Right?
Thanks, Kate. Yep.
So he proceeds to arrest me. Right? And I'm the one that found the hospital. No, I'm being serious. I'm the one that found the hospital that would take me in the fastest.
Right.
I made that appointment over the phone with the officer next to me.
I'm sure the police officer said, okay, what hospital would you like to go to so we can do all this stuff? It's whatever hospital you say. Said no one ever. Oh.
I called every hospital.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. So why would a woman
annoyed
who was driving to be face to face with an officer, she was driving to the police station to be face to face with an officer, right? And then insist on her getting her blood work done as soon as possible. Why would she do all that if she was sober? If she wasn't sober, why would she do all that if she wasn't sober? It's because she was sober. It's because she was sober. Right? So during these negotiations, the indictment for that DWI was being used to strong arm me into taking this plea deal.
Strong arm her, yeah.
Right? And during the course of this strong,
I'm sure they were saying, you better take this plea deal or you're in trouble, young lady. Jessica Lee, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you. I'm sure they grabbed her by the wrist, twisted her arm, and said, you better take this plea deal. Or else, the hell out of here.
Arm me into taking this plea deal. Right? And during the course of this entire nightmare with this particular DWI.
This particular DWI. So there's been more than one.
I find out that they were already going to try to indict me on something else. So with this plea deal that they wanted me to take, they said, take this plea deal and we will dismiss the pending indictments. What do you mean you're going to dismiss a DWI in which I had nothing in my blood? and in which I did not commit a traffic violation, and in which I called the officer to me. That did
Yeah.
anyone?
Actually, she's got that tag on backwards, so we can't see what's on it. I'm
Then
sure
I
her
find out
agency
that,
or whatever, whoever she's doing
somebody
business
that has
with, I'm
done a
sure
lot of damage to me.
their name is on there.
Right? Then I find out that somebody that has done a lot of damage to me. Right? That was the pending. This is the pending indictment now. So they were trying to force me into doing this with that and with this. Somebody that had befriended me and then tried to do a lot of damage to me. Somebody that most prosecutors would think, right? Somebody with a history of harming other people, seriously harming other people, right? Lied and accused me, right, of something. And so they said, this pending indictment, we will dismiss this one and the other one. So you're telling, so that, but you're basically, wow. All I can do is have confidence in this. Because when, they told the judge that they're going to go forward with that other indictment, right? And that they are going to go forward with both of them.
Okay. So my understanding is that she was offered a plea deal for everything, to get rid of everything. And the plea deal, most likely, and this is speculation, opinion, and educated opinion, the plea deal was probably no jail time, X amount of months or years of probation, probably a year, 2 years, supervisor or whatever probation. But doing that, she would have to plead guilty. But then all this stuff would go away. All right? And of course, her thing is that, and all she's saying is that the Board of Nursing won't allow her to do that. And that's where she ends it. They won't allow her to do that. And again, I said this earlier, what she's not telling you is the continuation of that. The Board of Nursing won't allow her to do that if she wants to keep her license. You plead guilty, she would be a convicted felon, and that license is pulled in history. And that is what she values the most right now. There's no way in the world she's going to negotiate for that. I mean, after all, that means more to her than even her own daughters. A chance to put all this behind you, in a way, start fresh, maybe a different career choice, to go back to school or something. But no. She wants to keep this going, go to a trial, and possibly face actual jail time. Or it'll be forced, whatever. It's just there's a lot at risk here. And she's deciding to, she's making it sound like they're threatening her to take this plea. They don't threaten you. So that's my speculation, that they offered her no jail time and it all sounds good. But you have to plead guilty. Just do it. Just fess up. Fine. I plead guilty. Let's get this over with and be done with the court system. And get on with your life. Go back to doing your videos. Monetize. You can make money that way. But no, that would be too easy. That would be too easy for someone who says, they're fighting for and surviving.
All I can do is have confidence in this. Because when, they told the judge that they're going to go forward with that other indictment, right? And that they are going to go forward with both of them. And they said that the only delay on the other one for the DWI was the blood work. So you don't have the blood work, but you were going to go forward with the DWI. You're going forward with an indictment in which you don't have blood work. You're going to go forward on an indictment of a DWI in which you do not have blood work.
Is that what your attorney told you? Is that what your attorney said?
Right?
I can imagine her attorney right now just saying, man, I wish she wouldn't go freaking online. I wish she would not go live with this. I wish. She's always looking for the court of public opinion. That's why she puts her life out there. She puts her life live in public every day for how many years? So that's what she wants. She wants a public trial. But guess what? Most of those people who are going to be in the jury, hopefully, have never seen your show and they don't know. And she's convinced that's what's going to save her.
The second indictment, all I can do is put faith in the judicial system. All I can do is put faith into humans that are going to have to decide this was wrong or this was right, who are going to have to decide my fate. That's all I can do. And every arrest, they are forcing me. There's no plea. There's no plea. There's no plea.
Well, they gave you the option.
Can't take a plea.
They gave us the option.
I can't. So. That's that.
Is it though?
That is that. Mm-hmm.
She's going to wait till the last minute once she's... Okay, so the other part of this is most likely speculation and opinion, all right? Most likely today was the day she had to make that decision. Today was the day she had to make that decision. And if it wasn't today, and if ask her for even if they gave her a couple days to think about it. It's weird, but I guess it's possible. I would say Monday or Tuesday, trial begins. So it's either today she denied it instantly and it's on the record. She said, no, thank you. Jury trial starts Monday or Tuesday, something like that. This is it. This is it. No more months and months and months of waiting. This is it. Let's see what else she's got to say.
So I'm ready for the 13th and 14th arrest on an indictment. And I'm ready to face my accusers. I'm ready to face my accusers. I'm ready to face all of my accusers in every single case.
See, okay. I'm thinking just to show, oh, look, they're coming to get me. They're coming after me. I honestly believe she would rather be indicted and arrested so she can hang 2 more arrests on her little award shelf there. Oh my God. They arrested me again for nothing. They're arresting me. She wants to be a freaking martyr is what she wants to do. But it doesn't work that way. She wants these arrests. She wants to be the victim freaking forever. Thinking like a Hallmark movie. Somebody's going to come and go, wait, she is innocent. Why are you doing this to this young lady? Yeah, she's a good girl. It's time. It's time. And I will say she's probably shitting bricks right now. Because there's not too many choices left. Guilty or not guilty. Deal or no deal. That's it. No more delays, no more in between, none of this crap. The time has come. All these years and years of delays, this is what happens. You had time to deal with this back then.
I'm ready to face all of my accusers in every single case.
I don't know what those 2 indictments are.
Everybody whose words were used against me.
I did hear there was some kind of investigation by another agency
to face my accusers. And I have no choice but to face my accusers. And I'm confident in facing every single one of those accusers.
You had a choice when they offered you a deal. You had a choice.
Every single one.
But again, like you chose wrong when you decided to abandon those girls. You're choosing to not fess up, admit the guilt, admit the wrongdoing. Let me start over again. Let me just end my legal problems. I don't know if they would completely be over, but it sounded like pretty much they would just wipe it out. She's choosing the wrong thing, which is not to fess up and do that.
So, And all of this, thank you, Laura Mee, thank you. And all of this is in open court. I couldn't say anything before, but this was stated in front of an open court with everybody there. All of this was. With everyone there.
Yeah, so happens to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't single you out.
You know,
That's what happened.
I was hoping after like the first arrest, you know, the second arrest, the third arrest, the fourth arrest, the fifth arrest.
I believe it was Willacy County, Kay.
The seventh arrest, the eighth arrest, the ninth arrest.
Because that's where she lives.
Arrest, the 12th arrest, the 13th arrest now, and the 14th arrest now.
See, she loves to say it.
I think all of that can just speak for itself.
She fucking loves to say it. Excuse my language. She enjoys this crap. She enjoys being in a spotlight, being a victim. Or playing a victim, I should say. She's not a real victim. She's just playing a victim. She wants to get arrested. She wants to be indicted. She wants to come on live in a couple of days and go, I'm indicted. They indicted me. 2 more arrests. Now it's 14. It's 14. I've been arrested 14 times in 2 years or whatever. I've been arrested 14, and she's going to go on and on and on and on about that. Watch.
That can speak for itself. The point at which they do this can speak for itself. The times in which they choose to do this can speak for itself.
The times? They've been delaying this for you. And your request has been delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have lawyers. I have a lawyer. I will have lawyers for, you know, whatever comes up. Mm-hmm. No, Lori Singleton, I don't need to change my life. It doesn't matter that your opinion is I shouldn't work in the public.
Yeah.
You see, I have to have faith that people like that are not part of my juries.
Her other reason for going live so much and so often is for that reason. She thinks if she gets enough coverage out there and the word gets out enough and enough people from the area watch her, that she cannot get a fair trial here and it'll be a mistrial. That's what she's looking for. That's what she's been looking for. And it'd be so funny. Not that they could afford it, but if the court said, yeah, you know what? Let's take this to Laredo. We're gonna do this in Laredo. Pick a jury in Laredo. Then what will you do, Vanessa? But that's why she's been plastered online the whole time. Because when they go to pick a jury, and you know that interview. So, have you ever heard of Vanessa Tijerina online, on Facebook or anything like that? And there are going to be people that say yes. And it's in her hopes that so many people say yes that they're like, yeah, she can't get a fair trial. No. But she thinks they'll drop it. I think they would move it. That's what I think. Because over $75,000 in food stamp fraud. That's a lot of money. Not much to say. She's looking for comments to argue.
Right. Joni D says court makes me so nervous and anxious. And you know what people would say to something like that, a comment like yours, well, you shouldn't be nervous and anxious. You shouldn't be nervous and anxious if you don't have anything to worry about. No, nervousness and anxiety will be present in somebody that is also innocent, especially if they are in a culture of things that are not good.
Culture of what? She's going to keep slamming the legal system.
Was hating on me all last night. And I think if we look at Amber Rose's profile and we see what she looks like, you know exactly why she hates me. Amber Rose says she don't work anywhere. Oh, she says that I'm pretending to work. So you see, I have 50% of my haters saying that I should not be a nurse.
50% of her haters, yeah.
Or work with anywhere, right?
Yeah.
But the other half of my haters, because they want to take away my ability to be a nurse, right? Because they hate me like that. But then you have haters like Amber Rose saying she don't work anywhere. She just is on her way to work, then does an 8-hour live. Come on, sheeple, wake up. So Amber Rose is the other 50% of the haters that want you to think that I pretend to be a nurse. It can't be both. It can't be both. Yeah. And like I said, it's always going to be people that look like Amber Rose or that have hateful hearts.
Yeah.
That are always going to be speaking against me. Anyone that opposes me will never be a person that is dignified. Ever. No dignified human will ever oppose me in my lifetime. Ever. Ever.
No dignified human. Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
You will never see that happen. You will never see a beautiful hater. A beautiful hater with a beautiful heart, that's a dignified person. A beautiful hater on the outside. In other words, let me rephrase that. You will never see a hater that fits the standard of beauty impeccably, perfectly, gorgeous human, stunning human, right? You will never see those opposing me, ever. 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 Oh, I saw Amber's profile last night. That's why I don't mind Amber Rose or the likes of Amber Rose being here, because I knew you all were gonna see that. I need y'all to see that. I was like, I'm not blocking this one. No. So I thank y'all. I remember I told you.
And with this stuff she's facing, and she's still freaking worried about who's commenting what. That's her concern.
So I need your prayers, right? Every which way of trying to intimidate me has occurred. But every single arrest, even these arrests that are coming, I will be forced into trial with every single thing. Every single thing.
You were given the option. You were given the option. And you chose wrong. You chose wrong. Had a chance to wipe all this out, deal with it, put it behind you. The problem is you've lied so much. You've put up this fake narrative for years and years and years. that for that reason alone, you can't show egg on your face by going back and pleading guilty. You won't. She won't. Her ego is too big, too much pride, even over a lie. And that's her problem.
Oh, she's calling everybody crazy. Let me go ahead and that you're not gonna do. You're not gonna come after my followers. All right. Thank y'all. I love y'all. I need your prayers, please. Okay? With everything. Right? Thank you. I'm gonna let y'all go now. Remember, anybody who has a problem with this, they have a problem with people repeating things that they've repeated that were stated in open court. Yes, Kimberly, there will most likely be another arrest or two. But again, the time frame of these arrests, all of them, they speak for themselves. The time in which they choose to pursue an arrest, the time when they choose to pursue a prosecution, all of that matters. All of it. All of it. Well, I'm sure the details of the indictment will be put out there, but what matters to me the most is that they see my accuser.
She thinks she's got this all figured out.
It matters who is accusing me.
Hey, Lavina.
It will always matter who is
Everyone,
accusing
welcome.
me.
Thanks for watching here with me.
Always matter who is accusing me, especially if their words were used to indict me. It always matters. It always matters. It always matters. Always.
Does the accuser have big pores? I'm guessing no.
All right. That's it. That's all I got to say. All right. Thank y'all so much. Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So that's what happened. The indictments he's talking about they probably are going to happen. I'll be talking with somebody tonight, and any new insight or updated speculation, we'll come back and go live with that. But for now, she is between a rock and a hard place. I mean, what would you do? I mean, I don't know. It's hard to answer that because I would try really hard not to put myself in that situation, right? But me, I'd be one. You know what? I want to put this crap behind me and just get her over with, and let me get on with my life. Fine, guilty. Probation, no jail. Hell yeah. But just because she wants to keep her license, it seems like that's what this is about. It's not about her accusers or none of that crap. It's all about her license. I think she's choosing wrong. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think she's choosing wrong. And in the next few hours, I'm hoping to find out a little more stuff and see how much of what she said was true. So Hold on a second. Enjoy the music for just a moment. Hang on. Okay, I'm just getting a little bit of information. I'm just waiting on permission to relay some of that, because I don't want to compromise my sources. So I want to make sure I know it's cool to say that or not. Okay. So part of this other indictment that she's talking about, which she wants to plead all innocent to, it's like when you see those three dots dancing around, it's like, come on, come on. Okay. Sorry, let me change up this music for you. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I don't say the wrong thing to compromise anything. You know what I mean? And since the indictment is probably going to happen in the next day or so, like tomorrow, if not today already, I may just, it'd be safer to just wait for that to happen. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to go by the book, right? I think it'll be just safer to let these indictments happen, and then and then we can discuss it. Then we can discuss it. Jean, I doubt it. I mean, they haven't been so far. Any of her things at all. Yvonne Evans. Don't know where to begin. It's so much. There is stalking. There is theft of property. There is DUI, a couple. There is food stamp fraud, defrauding the state of Texas. Over $75,000. She had 2 beautiful daughters. I'll say has. But they removed them from her custody, and she was ordered not to speak about her ex-husband or any of that situation. Just visit with your girls and be happy. But she couldn't. Every time they were together, she would badmouth her ex-husband. So then they even supervised, and they told her the same thing. But even supervised, she was trying to get into her girls' heads. So they removed everything. Visitation, no visitation at all, not even on telephone. And she didn't try very hard to get them back, from what we can all see. And I say that because she's put most of her life online, on live video. And it's funny because she puts it out there, but then she criticizes people for wanting to be in her business. It's like, you put her out there, woman. You invited everyone into your life. Now everybody's interested. People who've been following for years are interested to see how this is going to end up. And okay, I'm getting a mess here. Hold on.
Wanna stay in bed all day. Then now pretend the sun is shining and butterflies are flying over my head. It's a feeling I can't ignore. It comes knocking on my door and I'm ready. When those bad thoughts find their way, I'ma slam the door and say I'm not here to play. Tell them not today.
All right. Yeah, I think all I'm going to say is there are some very serious charges, but with very overwhelming evidence. And that's it. You know, I've done this. I have not gone to court on purpose. There were a couple times, but I did not want to go all the time because she's one to say that, oh, see that guy right there, he's harassing me, and then they'll end court or mistrial or something, and I don't want to be in the middle of that, because she will point to anything to stop a trial. So I don't want to give them the chance to do that. So I'm just going to say, let the indictments roll out, and we'll hear about it in a couple of days, then we'll discuss it. I think that's the best thing. That's the wise thing to do. So I'll keep gathering some information the rest of the day, and then probably come back on live with y'all a little bit later. I know some people who didn't get to watch this live, I'm assuming. So yeah, seems like this is finally starting to wrap up, and it's gonna come to a resolution finally. Just to wrap it up real quick, she said she was offered a plea deal and she turned it down. She says that the board of nursing will not allow it, but that's all she said. And then, of course, I came back with the board of nursing won't allow it if she wants to keep her license. She can take a plea deal. She would have to admit guilt. Now she's a convicted felon. Now she's not going to have a license. And like I said, her license means more to her than her daughters do. And that's what pisses me off too. So let's see how this plays out today. Possibly tomorrow, but it's possible more will happen today. And I'll come back to you guys a little bit later should something come up. And we'll take it from there. Thank you all for being here so much. I appreciate you. If everyone would please give a like or a thumbs up on the on Facebook or YouTube if you're watching there. And of course, if you're enjoying the program, feel free to tip the jar on your way out. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for being here.